What's up, crypto fam? Welcome to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to break down a brand new social media platform being built specifically for the Cardano community. Now, my name is Fareed, and on this channel, I aim to cover all of the top projects as well as all of the news within the Cardano ecosystem. And so if these videos interest you, make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions about the Cardano Spot, which I'll be covering today, then make sure to leave a comment down below. We're just going to go ahead and just jump straight into it. As I mentioned, this is the Cardano Spot, which is a social media platform being built specifically for Cardano and the community. Now, this is going to be at cardanospot.io, and you can actually go ahead and register right now to get access to the beta version of this platform. So it's not all the way out just yet, but they do have a working version that I have access to, which I'll be reviewing as a part of this video. If I just quickly scroll down here, it'll give you a sneak peek as to what we're going to be reviewing. And there's essentially a ton of different information surrounding why they need the Cardano Spot and exactly all of its benefits. So number one, you'll be able to stay up to date within the Cardano ecosystem. Number two, you'll always be in the know. Number three, you'll be able to stay in the loop as to who's actually building and all the top projects within the ecosystem. So let me just go ahead and sign in here. And I'm going to log in. And what we're going to be presented with initially logging in will be our home feed. So you will notice that this kind of has a Twitter vibe to it, which I personally like. I'm already familiar with Twitter, and a lot of the concepts here should be relatively similar if you're coming from Twitter or you have an account there as well. So first things first, on the homepage, we have a ton of different news and announcements. As you guys can see here, you can actually give an upvote to all the announcements that you like. And essentially, if you actually click on it, it'll take you into a further detailed version of the announcement with a lot more of the details. So let's see here, we have a post here, right, which is all things Cardano. So let me just go ahead and click on this here. And as we can see, this is the actual post. So this is relatively short. I can go ahead and leave a comment if I want to. I have my user over here and then the comment box right down below. And then on the right hand side, I can see a ton of different categories that I can follow within the Cardano Spot. So we have all things Cardano, Cardano Spot information specifically. We have information about dApps, DeFi, education, news and announcements, and NFTs. Now, if I jump into this next tab here, which is the community feed, what you're going to notice here is that these are going to be posts coming directly from the community. Now, being given that it's in the beta stage right now, there's not a ton of different activity here, but I'm just going to kind of scroll down here to give you guys an idea. Let's see if we can find a nice post. So we have Army of Spies, who actually just posted a nice little Cardano rumor rundown here as a part of the January 12th edition. So from here, I can see all of his posts nicely outlined. There hasn't been a lot of engagement here, but if I wanted to leave a post, I could go ahead and do that. So let me just go ahead and just thank him for this information. And I'm just going to go ahead and just post. And as you guys can see, I now have my post down here, and I can actually go ahead and like my post. And then if somebody wanted to, they could essentially come by and reply to my particular post. Now, the next tab that we have is going to be the user profile. And this will just be all information about my user specifically. So again, I have my logo here, the total number of posts that I've made so far on the Cardano Spot, all of my followers, and exactly who I'm following on this particular platform. Now, they do send out weekly newsletters as well, which I found to be very useful so far. And then those are actually listed all down below here as well. Now, I believe that the latest one was surrounding digital identities here, and this is essentially the post as well. So tons of really good information. And now that we have the home section out of the way, or the news feed out of the way, let's jump into the next section, which is the news platform. Now here we have a ton of different bits of news surrounding the Cardano ecosystem. So the latest bit of news that has been released was around GameFi in a particular project called Jungle Wars. We also had one about the future of digital identities, or DIDs, that I just mentioned. And then there was another post, relating to the Cardano ecosystem, which was the year in review. If I jump into this again, you'll see that it's a ton of really solid information, and it's very well put together. So I personally think that moving forward, we're going to see a ton of adoption on this platform, especially once it comes out live on the Cardano mainnet. Now, as I mentioned before, this is active as a beta version, and so it's not necessarily going to be on the blockchain, but once they have the actual final version out, I do believe that we're going to see a ton more adoption and a lot more marketing around the actual inclusion of this platform, generally speaking, for Cardano as a whole. Now, if I jump back out of here and I jump into the next section, which is going to be the project section, this is probably my favorite section so far. We actually have a nice snapshot of the entire Cardano ecosystem. So from here, we can see all the projects that are currently launched or released on Cardano. Now, I'm not necessarily sure how they're going about actually listing projects here. I would assume that there's probably some kind of formal process that projects have to go through in order to actually be listed and recognized as an actual project building on Cardano. So here we can see CNFT Jungle, Empower, CSwap, Fairy Friends, IOG, Wing Riders, Yoroi, Axo, Sunday Swap, and just so many different other projects. Now, if you want to just quickly filter through the different projects that are available, you can do so using the different categories here on the top right hand side. So I can go through and click on the community to see exactly what community-based projects are listed here. Next, I'll go into DeFi just to give you guys a brief overview of what that looks like. And then let's actually just jump into the Wing Riders platform here. And as you guys can see, we have the Wing Riders shorthand or abbreviation, which is WRT. We can see a little synopsis about what they are. We can also get quick access to their white paper and their official website. Now, it does look like they're working on a tokenomics section here. And so we should be able to see the release date and then hopefully the total supply for the token, which again is the WRT project. If I want to like this project, I can go ahead and just do so. And that'll essentially add it to my favorites, which I can filter by on the previous page. Now, right below the description that we have here, I can actually go ahead and provide whether or not I feel good or bad about this project here. Now, what'll be really interesting is it'll be to see if they actually show what the entire community feels related to a particular project, right? So right now I can say I'm feeling really good about the Wing Riders platform. Oh, and look, my question has been answered. So I can see that 66% of the community feels really good about this particular project within the last 24 hours and 33% feel bad. Now, given that, that's really it here. I would assume that they'll probably begin to add more information and probably articles and blogs released by the official Wing Riders team here as well. Now, in closing, I just want to show you guys the actual settings page. And from here, I can go ahead and add my profile picture if I'd like to. I can go ahead and add a profile background as well. I can also enter my first name, last name, my email address, my username, my display signature, my country, time zone, and exactly what kind of person I am within the community. So I've gone ahead and selected just to see what would actually happen. I selected the developer, creator, enthusiast, and investor categories. Now, I would assume that this would essentially give you more curated content depending on what category you classify yourself as within the Cardano ecosystem. Scrolling down, there's a little bit of account security information here, so I can go ahead and set my password information, and then I can also opt in or opt out to receive their weekly newsletters. Again, if you guys want to get access to the Cardano Spot, you guys can go ahead and head over to cardanospot.io and register for their beta access. I want to give the Cardano Spot a big thank you for actually allowing me to get access to their beta. And again, I have high hopes for this platform, and hopefully we'll start to see it grow and adopt it more over the course of this year. Having said that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys found this to be helpful or interesting. If you did, please make sure to drop a big thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by the Dapp Central YouTube channel, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments about the Cardano Spot, then make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. I will see you guys in the next video.